Hello, everybody. Welcome to the replay. Today, I'm going to be answering the question, isn't it more important to be efficient? Is it more important to be efficient than productive? I actually got asked this question the other day, and this is something, these two words, efficiency and productivity, kind of get used hand in hand. I always use the word productivity in my marketing and what I talk about. Um, but efficiency is really more important than productivity. However, in order to become efficient, you really have to be productive first. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I hope people join me in this discussion because I really, oops, I must set my light flying. I really enjoy this topic. So, what is productive? Productive is if you're thinking about products, it's how much of a quantity can be produced in a day. If you're thinking about in business, like my ideal client is somebody who's in business for themselves, and they're just producing work or results. Good morning, Adam. Thank you for joining. Um, that's really about how much you can get done in a day. And efficiency is all about achieving maximum productivity with minimal waste, cost, and effort, right? So once we're productive and we've got kind of a system in place, maybe not the final system, then we can make it more efficient by automating, delegating, and all of that. So I really do believe that you need to become more productive, right? So that we can map out those step by step items. So your work environment is so important. Decluttering what you have around you, and I'm looking around right now. I've got a lot of clutter because we're still putting things together in the office. So I'm still waiting for some containers or furniture to put stuff in, and that's really affecting me. Yes, Danica, welcome. Working smart versus working hard. That's it's so true, Robert. So my environment, I do not work really well in a cluttered environment. I can work, but am I efficient? No. So reducing the number of tasks that you have, anything that you can get rid of, and I don't mean things that you can delegate and things that really truly aren't important. Clearing up your environment, like I said, outlining your steps. So if you have anything that you're doing, say on a daily basis, and it's kind of busy work. This goes back to things that we do that are maintenance and things that we do that are progress. So things that move us forward. And I don't know why I'm looking at my light. I put a light right above my camera and I'm staring at it. Yes, having an efficient system definitely allows for more production. The key is, so this is what I always tell people. I know a lot of people who are efficiency experts. Adam, you're probably one of them because you do deal with systems. Um, but in order to get to that point, you really need to know what you're working with. So a lot of times I use an example of somebody, a consultant might come into a company and say, you can do this more efficiently. And they're not even really looking at what's happening, the step by step by step. So if you're working for yourself and somebody comes in and says, I can help you do that more efficiently, just make sure that they truly understand. Again, I'm looking at my light. Thing. Make sure that they truly understand what your process is. You may not have a completely outlined process of doing things efficiently, but you do have a step by step by step, and you need to know what the steps are so that then you can automate them. Because really, efficiency is it's not just about automation, but that is a big piece of it. So choosing your tasks wisely, limiting clutter and distractions. I can't say that enough. Avoid multitasking. That's a big one. And making sure that you let go of perfectionism. So a lot of times what happens is people they're like, I'm not getting anything done, or, I'm working all day long and I'm not getting anything done. Setting up a more efficient system can help, but you really need to know where that's at. So I'm always trying to think of like an example. So say you're writing a blog post, right? And you spend all day writing that blog post, and you're getting distracted. And so you've been working all day, but what did you have at the end of the day to show for it? So think about, how did you start the process? Were you just trying to write and you're blocked and whatnot. So maybe you need to speak it. This is what I need to do. I need to take a video that I've created or an audio that I've created, and then I need to transcribe it. So then I can just edit what I'm working with because it just saves me time as opposed to just sitting down and writing. Didn't used to be the case for me, but because there's more distractions, because I've always worked from home and I've always managed that really well, but now there's more people around and they just throw me off. And then another thing too to think about too. So as far as being productive, time management is a big piece of it. And I always recommend that you inventory where your time is going. So if you feel like you're productive, but you're not moving forward, you want to really inventory a day or a week or a month, almost like you're doing like a food journal, writing down everything that you've done, how long it took you, what distractions popped in. So basically mapping out your day. And yeah, you may not account for every second or every minute, but just get an overview. Say, okay, I just spent 15 minutes scrolling through social media, or I spent 15 minutes, working on this and then I spent 10 minutes doing this, and I spent 4 hours. So map that all out, because knowing where your time is going is really the first step into getting yourself towards productivity. And then once you're productive and you've got a good, kind of got a good flow in place, then you can work on making things more efficient. Yes, 100%, Adam. I know a lot of people who promote, and I'm going to I should put that up. Your name will show up on there. There we go. So Adam says using outside people to help with efficiency can be good. However, this person has to truly understand the scope of the current systems and why those current systems. This is 100% true. And I'm glad you added that, the why, because that is a piece that somebody could say, why are you doing that? Because maybe you're doing things that you just simply don't need to be doing. So steps that could be eliminated, and then understanding how it all fits together is super, super, super important. Because I'm always trying to think of a really good example. But if you have like a flow, I'll use myself for an example. I have a flow for setting up a class, which I'm going to talk about at the end. But it's step by step. So, and I work backwards. So I say, okay, the ultimate goal for the class is the person ends up on Zoom. Well, how do they get to the Zoom? Well, they sign up with a form, and then the form creates emails for them. So I have all these steps that go back and forth, that go back towards the beginning. So they start. So I work backwards, but when the person comes to me, I give them a link, and there's a landing page, and then they fill in the form, and then they're registered to the class, which then sends them a Zoom link. So actually the first step is setting up the Zoom link. But that's an example of steps. And if somebody came in and said, well, I can automate that all for you, and they left out, I don't know, the email step because they didn't fully understand it, then the entire thing would fall apart. So I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything on my notes. I think I got everything. But yes, efficiency, it technically is more important than being productive, but you really need to be productive in order to make things efficient. That's really my message for today. Danica's coming in from Periscope. I love that. Yeah, so if anybody has anything else to add, I would love to hear your thoughts on how it works. I mean, looking at productivity and efficiency, it's different for all different types of companies. Like I said, there's companies that produce product, there's companies that are a physical product, and there's companies that are producing like digital information that's going out. That would be one aspect. And then there's like people like me who I'm not really producing stuff, but I have to make sure that I'm always working on the areas of my business. I have to make sure that I'm doing the maintenance work with my books, and dealing with client information and making sure I have that all under control. Marketing, making sure the legal stuff is in place. nurturing leads, dealing with social media and all of that. I'm going to show it because I can read it better on the screen. Doing a full audit of systems should include why this system. Yes, absolutely. And this, Adam, this is why I was saying, I actually should have had you on this one before, but we can definitely talk about this at another time because it's so important. It's so important to understand where we're at and where we're going and how we're getting there, right? I mean, that's really, really the meat of it all for sure. So yeah, so that's really all I had for today. The class that I'm referring to, I'm running my last live class on my getting your paper and digital information under control. I'm running that today at 4. I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link up here right now so that you can see it, but I'll put it in the comments as well. But anybody who's joining me on Periscope will not see that. That's the one thing I always forget. Twitter, Periscope. Can't make comments after the live has happened. So that's my class. If you want to sign up for that, that's really about reducing everything and getting everything kind of where you're ready for those systems so that you can be efficient with your stuff going forward, because there's a whole piece of people wanting to use a project management system or Trello or Evernote, and they just want to jump in and do it all and take everything that they have and throw it into that system. And really the first step is always to reduce. So I hope you have an amazing day. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to address, just let me know. Bye.